What's the role of religious leaders, our religious representatives, our imams, our mosque committee members? How do you think they can contribute to tackling this issue?
These are very uncomfortable topics.
I think that's why we're discussing them.
Domestic abuse, it's an uncomfortable topic. Child abuse, it's an uncomfortable topic. And religious leaders, in my experience, really don't want to be having those uncomfortable topics. The mosques, the masjids are places where the men come, pray 5 times a day and leave, where the children come, have their religious classes and they leave. And this is my experience of mosques and masjids. And they certainly could have a more wider role. It is clear in the Quran what the view is about violence against women. Women are sacred. Violence is wrong. Violence within relationships is wrong. That's the narrative. And there needs to be, or there could be, there should be teachings at madrasa about etiquette, about behavior. Let me correct myself. At mosques, there are classes for children from the point that they start about etiquette. Yeah, what prayer you should make before you eat, what prayer you should make when you finish eating, before you go to bed, when you wake up, when you drink water. When children are then at a certain age, I think it would be beneficial for even these conversations, these lessons are had at school about self-awareness, but why can't similar conversations and lessons be had at mosque?
Why do you think they can't? Why aren't we doing that? And I'm in agreement with you here, and I don't agree with you too much. I do want to push back on some things, but I'm finding it difficult to find something we disagree on. Like you say, the masjids, the madrasas, they do a great job in teaching children how to recite the Arabic, read the Quran. There's been an increased focus on the pronunciation of the Quran and their prayers.
Which is wonderful.
Which is wonderful. But there seems to be some gap around ethics, morals, managing relationships, especially managing intimate relationships between husband and wife. Why do you think that is? What do you think has motivated or created that gap? Because historically, that's never been the case.
Historically, it hasn't, because when I went to mosque, which was about 1,000 years ago, we had Molvis, men who taught all the children, taught the boys, who taught the girls. And I imagine, having discussions with girls of, 11, 12, 13 years, it wasn't appropriate. But now in mosques, you have Abbas, you have females teaching the older girls, and you have Molvis who are teaching the older boys. So I would say it's perfectly possible for awareness classes to now be had where the Abbas are telling the girls, this is acceptable behavior, this is unacceptable behavior within the confines of Islam. Because let's draw it back, it can be linked to, it is of course linked to Islam. What is acceptable and what is not? And the same goes for discussions or lessons that can be had. So it's there, it can be had, it should be had.